All right, let's get right to it. The bottom line is, with strumming, nothing makes the listener more crazed and disoriented than when you interrupt your strumming. Okay, so you want to keep your strumming going. Strumming, it's just like clapping your hands, right? When you're singing a song, Sweet Caroline, bop, 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 good times never seem so good, so good. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't stop clapping. So don't stop strumming, right? You always strum no matter what. Now, not always, but you know what I mean. You want to get in the habit of keeping that strum going, even if you can't quite get to the next chord in time, right? You know what I mean? You're playing a chord and you go to the next one and you're like, you can't get it, but you keep strumming, right? Then this chord over here will start to iron itself out. Keep that right hand strumming. Now, if it's a total disaster over here, of course you're going to stop strumming and work on that. But when you're playing the song for your friends and family, keep that puppy going, keep that right hand going. It's on, autopilot. It's not even paying attention to what's going on in the left hand. It's got its own rhythm. It's got its own groove. So, here's how I strum. There's a million ways to strum. But here's how I do it. Basically what I do is I really relax my right hand, and I just, with my wrist and a little bit of arm action and a lot of finger action, I just strike the strings like this. So what I'm doing there is, what's happening is the strings, these my ring and my middle are touching the strings because those fingers are the longest, and they have nails on them, which I grow out, give it a nice crisp sound. Cool? So just kind of that action, mostly wrist, a little bit of finger action. I curl the fingers back in, strike, strike, strike the strings. That's how I do it. Now when I come up, I do one of two things. I either come up with the flesh of my index finger, if I want that sound, or I come up with the nail of my thumb, the back nail, the back part of my nail, obviously, of my thumb. And that gives me a brighter sound. Now there's a ton of other ways to strum. As I mentioned, a lot of people, they'll hold the ukulele like that and use their thumb. Not a big fan. Takes your whole, like, you're not moving your arm around, your wrist around a lot, and it's hard to play fast when you're doing that, but that's for me. For every song on earth, you could just go down and it would sound like something. Right? Let's see. When the night has come, right? You could just go down and it would sound like something. Darling, darling, stand right by me. Or, why not try down and up? When the night has come, right? That would be maybe the next thing you try. Now here's the super most common strum pattern that I hear all the time, and it's just down, down, up. There you go. When the night has come. What happens there is when you first do this pattern, when you first try to sing a song with down, down, up, it's hard to sync up the singing and the strumming all at the same time. But that will iron itself out after you've played a little while. Could be a week, could be a month, could be a year, who knows? But it takes a while to be able to sing and play that pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, okay? But that's a super common pattern and very, very useful. So you could play pretty much any song you want using one of these three patterns, and you'd get something. You'd be able to, you'd be able to play a song with one of those patterns. Here's another pattern that you see all the time, and it sounds like this on a C chord. Right? Down, down, up, down, down, down. I'm going to go back to G. When the night has come, right? And the land is dark. Or no ye como va, mi ribo bueno para sa, right? So very, very useful pattern, super, super common. I think I've even seen it referred to as the island strum in a book that I own called The Daily Ukulele, which, if you don't have it, is the best ukulele or any songbook that I've ever seen. The Daily Ukulele, terrific songbook. You might be saying, well, why does his strum sound different than mine? I'm doing the same thing as he is. Down, down, up, let's say. Down, down, up. Right? Now you mix in some louds and softs, right? So you'll notice some of this down here, the down, soft, down, loud, up. Soft, loud, up. Oh, I was doing this one, wasn't I? So for instance, right in here, I'm playing loud. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, right? So that's all that strumming is, really, guys, is that you're really moving your hand back and forth like this, right? Sometimes you're skipping the strings, but you're still moving your hand up and down, or your wrist. Right? You got to come up to go back down. So a lot of folks, they get jammed up on these harder strums because they'll stop in between when there's a little space. They'll go something like this. I can't even do it. Keep your wrist moving back and forth. This action. Sometimes you skip over the strings. Down, down, up, down, right? But you'll notice my wrist is still moving. Sometimes you don't hear a sound. Throw in some louders and some soft. Got a nice pattern. There's more than two kinds of strums, but I like to think of it in two different ways. You got a straight rhythm, which is just down and up, and the downs and ups are equally distributed through time, right? A swing pattern is you hesitate on the way up. When you come up, I should say. Versus a straight rhythm, which would sound like this. Right? That's your straight rhythm. Here's your swing rhythm. You dig? So try those those different flavors on your ukulele, different strum patterns. I think my ukulele went out of tune while I was playing. Well, see you on the next video, guys.